What's up? What's up? Can y'all hear me? What's up, Box says? Can y'all hear me? If y'all can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Can y'all hear me? Somebody let me know that y'all can hear me on IG and on YouTube. I guess y'all can hear me. Nobody's saying they can hear me. Give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear me. Someone said can't hear you. Let me see. What about now? Okay, so they say they can hear me. All right. Someone said, what insurance company do you use to get a lower quote? So I don't actually specifically go through one insurance company. Like I always tell you guys, I have a broker that I use. And my broker doesn't work for one insurance company. So he runs me through like a bunch of different insurance agencies, I guess you can say, and he'll give you the best quote. So I don't recommend calling up to like one person, if that makes sense. I know my first year when I was in the business, I was with Progressive. Then the second year, I think I was in Great Casualty. I can't think of the name of it, but basically what they do is, like I stated, they shop you around. So the best thing to do is to find you a broker. If you're looking for a broker, grab my ebook. My ebook comes with my broker, comes with my authority, comes with my ELD contact. Pretty much it comes with all my contacts. It's on sale for $99. You don't have to figure out nothing. $99. It comes with all my resources, all my referrals. Like I stated, if you need your authority done the correct way, because that's a thing. Like I want to speak on that tonight, I guess, once people get up, a little bit more people come in the room and join. What I've been noticing is, like when I've been doing my consultations on a weekly basis, one thing I've noticed is this. A lot of people like to try to cut corners when they come into the logistics industry. And one of those corners is pretty much trying to get up and running like YouTube University, everything. I'm not telling you guys you can't YouTube University some things, but everything, you can't YouTube University everything. You know what I'm saying? Time is money, information is money, all of that. So basically in a nutshell, I see a lot of people. I've been getting a lot of people that did their own authority. When they go to apply to Amazon Relay, after the 180 days is up, then they get rejected from Amazon Relay. They can't get accepted to Amazon Relay. So with that being said, I don't understand why people would try to take the cheap route and trying to do your own authority if you're not familiar with logistics. I don't tell people what they can and cannot do. But one thing I always tell you this, if you're getting into logistics and you pretty much trying to do your own authority and you're not familiar with what you should be hauling and what you shouldn't be hauling, I mean, that right there in itself can get you blocked from Amazon Relay. Secondly, it can make your insurance sky high. So if you're not familiar with logistics and you're completely brand new to it, get yourself a third party. Even if you don't use my third party person, find you somebody that's a third party. Because what the worst thing you can do is set up your LLC, set up your authority, right? Let me see. Somebody said they can't hear me. Back in and come back out. Can y'all hear me? Oh, y'all can't hear me? Somebody said, okay, I guess they can't hear me. Okay. All right. So with that being said, the worst thing you could do is set up your LLC, set up your authority, pay insurance for 180 days. Then when you go to apply to Amazon Relay, get rejected from Amazon Relay. That's a pain in the ass. So I would hate to do that. That's a lot of money wasted. Now you got to wait a whole nother 180 days because your authority wasn't done correctly. So with that being said, get yourself a third party person that can help you with your authority. I'm telling you, not a week goes by that I don't get a consultation from somebody messing up their own authority. Cheap is not always better. Free is not always better. So in a nutshell, get you somebody that can help you with that authority. Get you somebody that can help you with compliance. Get you somebody that can help you with your driver qualification file. Just get you somebody if that makes sense. All right? Someone said, what kind of license do your driver need to drive a box truck? Latoya, basically a regular driver's license. A driver's license like me. I possess a regular driver's license. I can drive a box truck legally. So they got a non-CDL box truck, which is 26,000 pounds and below. And then they got a heavy duty box truck, which goes up to gross weight 33,000 pounds. Anything over 26,000 pounds will require you to have like a CDL driver's license. So, but the good thing about it, I rent all my trucks. I don't own any of my trucks. The rental truck company will not lease you out or rent you out a truck if you don't have a CDL and you're trying to rent a CDL. So to answer your question, for the regular 99% of the people that's in logistics, they have a 26-foot box truck. Majority of the time, it's 26,000 pounds or below. So basically, all you need is a regular driver's license. So that's the good part about it. Anybody with a regular driver's license can go jump in a box truck and operate that box truck legally. All right. So let's go here. Someone says, what's up, Tanisha? How you doing? How you doing? That's one of my day ones that's been following me for a minute, one of my box heads. Someone said, hey, bro, I just bought my own box truck, 26-foot box truck. That's what's up, bro. Congrats. Someone said, can you use a freight broker authority? For Miss Ness. What do you mean by that? Can you use one? All right. Can you ask your question more specific for me, please? Someone said, can you make more with a CDL in a box truck? No. So with a box truck, if you got a 26,000 pound and below box truck, it doesn't matter if you have a CDL, you don't have a CDL, because all you can fit is up to 26 pounds. So it doesn't really matter if you got a CDL, if that makes sense. Someone said, do you lease on to your authority? Yes, I do. So I lease on to my authority for only people that take my master class. My master class, if you guys probably new to this, just started following me, whatever, I have a master class. My next master class is August 23rd. August 23rd is my next master class. I have 10 slots available. With that 10 slots, basically what it comes with. What is my masterclass? My masterclass comes with everything you need to get up and running. It starts for people that don't have nothing. You don't have jack squat and you want to get into logistics. We help you with your LLC. We help you with your authority. Like I just stated, that's the most important part of the puzzle. So we have somebody that can help you with your authority, a third party. Then we have somebody, like I said, we have an insurance broker. We have, I'll show you how to set up the rental accounts. I'll show you how to pay your drivers, how to hire your drivers. Pretty much everything that you need from start to finish. EODs, gas cards, factoring, you name it. I'll show you how to get that set up. That's $9.99. Like I stated, I got 10 slots available. That's for my August 23rd class. But if you don't want to wait, we do offer a VIP personal class, which is Monday through Thursday, is $12.50. And all of these master classes comes with leasing on capabilities. So that gives you the ability to lease on for the first 180 days while your authority matures. Once your authority hits 180 days, then basically what you do is you just apply to Amazon Relay. And at that time, you should be pretty much a pro. So yes, so anybody that joins my masterclass, either is the group masterclass or it's the actual VIP personal masterclass, you can lease on. All right. All right, let's keep going. Someone said, yes, I can hear you. That's good. That's good. All right. Let's see. Someone said, how much is your mentorship program? Well, I don't really have a mentorship program. Basically, what I have in a nutshell is the masterclass. So the masterclass, you can ask anybody that's in here, pretty much anybody that took my masterclass. It's like an accelerated mentorship. It's a one-day class. It comes with all the information that you need. And to be transparent after that, most people might have to do 1 or 2 consultations, but I don't have like a mentorship where you pay me like $5,000 or $10,000 and then I hold your hand for like 2 months or 3 months or anything like that, if that makes sense. Someone said, can you speak on the equipment for drivers will need and how they go about getting it? Yes, so in order for your drivers, basically what you'll need to do Amazon Relay is, of course, a safety vest and a pallet jack. And, of course, they will need a cell phone. So a pallet jack, I pretty much got all my pallet jacks pretty much used. I think I bought one of them brand new. They're usually between $150, $200. You don't need nothing fancy, nothing crazy, just a regular basic pallet jack. When it comes to safety vests, you can get that from Amazon. You can get it from Home Depot, Lowe's. But your driver do need his cell phone, a cell phone that works well with good reception. Because some places you go in like little small towns and stuff like that, so they have to have a cell phone. But that's pretty much all the equipment that your driver will need to do Amazon Relay. And most importantly, that driver needs to be trained. The worst thing you can do is send a driver into the Amazon facility and they have not been properly trained. Amazon, usually, if you guys don't know, they give you like 3 or 4 routes to to prove yourself to them. So in the first 3 or 4, when you get your own Amazon account, you won't have a score. So the first 3 or 4 is to prove yourself. If you go in there and you ain't never been in Amazon and you have nobody to teach you or show you what to do inside of Amazon, and you mess around and you bomb at Amazon and you get a bad grade, then pretty much you're going to see some crappy loads for a while, because now you got to bring your score back up, because Amazon is 100% performance metrics based company. They got 4 metrics that they grade you on. On time is one of them. Acceptance is another one. App usage and disruption. So with that being said, those 4 metrics, if you are late to Amazon or if you mess up at Amazon or late to leave, then pretty much your score is going to be messed up. So that's the number one thing I would say, is make sure your driver has been properly trained. If you don't have somebody that can train your driver, you can always come to Atlanta. We have a 2-day ride-along training and a 2-day Amazon facility. The 2-day Amazon facility is you and your driver, or you or whoever would come to Atlanta and train. And you learn everything at the facility, how to scan, back up the truck, dock the truck, all of that good stuff. But when my driver leave or my trainer leave, you or your driver will go back to your hotel room and do whatever you want to do. Now, that's $350. Whatever day you book, it'll be that day plus the next consecutive day. Then we also have the 2-day ride along. It used to be 3 days, but now we condensed it to 2. That one is $400. Like you said, whatever day you book, it'll be that day plus the next day. Then with that being said, that's $400. So you can actually do that one as well. So that one, you go along with the driver to the post office, drop off all of the freight, and you get to see, because some of the post offices have different lock boxes, some have different pods, some have different types of docks. So with that being said, that's what you would have to do. So it's 2 days facility, 2-day ride along. The difference is $50. Most people do the 2-day ride along because it's a lot more that you get to see, if that makes sense. All right. Someone says, how much for the 2-day or the 3-day? The 2-day is $350 and the other one is $400. The ride along is $400. Someone says, renting better than owning your truck? Well, I'm gonna say yes. In my opinion, renting is better than owning a truck if you don't have a brand new truck, a fairly new truck, or if you don't have the maintenance money to fix a truck. If you got $10,000 or $15,000 set around in savings, credit cards, or a line of credit, then I would say, yeah, you should go out and buy a truck. However, most people go out of business in their first year, 6 months, with trying to buy a truck, and the first breakdown put them out of their truck. That's one of the number one consultation calls I get on a weekly basis as well. Somebody go buy a truck, because trucks prices are pretty decent right now. You can get a truck for like 30, 40 grand. So what they'll do is they'll go buy a truck, and then the next thing you know, that truck breaks down. And when that truck breaks down, now they don't have enough money to actually fix that truck. So with that being said, when you can't fix that truck, that's going to actually put you out of business. And when you, like I was saying, it was a guy the other day, a lot of people think like a box truck is cheap to maintain. No, it's not. A box truck is very expensive to maintain if you do not have money aside. It's not like a car or a cargo van or a Sprinter van. When a box truck goes down, you're talking about, man, $10,000, $15,000 sometimes to repair that truck. Now, this is the thing too. A lot of people think that when you own a truck, that's just it. Think about this. If you own one truck or you own 2 trucks, what's stopping you from renting trucks? There's nothing stopping you from still, because you can only buy so much trucks that your money can allow you to buy, right? Let's just say you only have 2 trucks, which is good. What's stopping you from renting truck 3, truck 4, truck 5, right? You don't own these trucks. You got to rent them. But let's just say with these trucks, you make $150 a night profit per truck that you have outside of the trucks that you own. Who don't want $150 or $200 a night for something that they don't own? All you got to do is throw a driver in that truck. The driver does all of the work, and you're making money passively from something that you don't own. What difference does it make? You can own some. You can rent some. So a lot of people get it so messed up, and they feel like, if I'm not owning a truck, then I don't want it. Well, that's crazy. That's like selling you don't want free money. You know what I'm saying? So in my opinion, I love renting because renting allows me to scale up and down quicker and faster. Like, for example, when Prime Day just came, I can scale up to 7 trucks when I want to. Scale back down. During peak season, we got Prime Day coming up. If you don't look, Prime is when the lows, usually Prime is 2 days, but Prime this year is going to be 4 days again in October. That's when the freight goes up like peak season. The rates was crazy. Talk about $900,000, $1,100, $1,200 loads all across the board. Well, guess what? Peak season is right around the corner. It starts in November. Start now if you can't afford the truck, because if you buy a truck, you got to have money to put down. You got to have pretty decent credit. So with that saying, so everybody don't have credit. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, rent you a truck, start off. There's nothing that's different that if you rent a truck and you purchase a truck, the steps are the same exact steps, identical. All right. So start off, rent it out, rent the trucks. If you like it, you doing good, then go buy you a truck. Like I always tell people, just because somebody's pretty, like if you met a pretty girl, would you want to go marry that girl because she's pretty and she got the body and the shape that you have? I wouldn't marry nobody on the first day. I don't care how they look. So with that being said, I got to test it out. So with that being said, renting will allow you to test it out to see if it's for you, because just because I make a lot of money, just because I've shown a lot of people how to make a lot of money in trucking, it might be something that you just absolutely hate. You know what I'm saying? Everything ain't for everybody. So with that being said, that's what I would do. All right. So let's go back. Someone said, how much is the August 23rd class? The August 23rd class, it is $9.99. So basically $1,000 to get up and running. Yes. All right. Someone said, will you help teach how to get the rental? Yes, I teach you everything. Ask anybody in my class. We teach you everything. Like when you leave out of this class, like I always tell people, I don't have a course. I have a master class. A master class, well, my master class is this. I teach you how to get your LLC. I teach you how to get your authority. We have somebody, a third-party person that can help you out with your authority from start to finish. We have somebody that can help you with your insurance. We have somebody show you how to get the rental account. We show you how to get the EOD. When you leave the class, you leave the class with all of the information. It's not like you got to come back to me to get more information or anything like that. Everything that you need to get up and running is pretty much in this master class. All right. Someone said Saturday, August 23rd, masterclass is $9.99, but if you purchase the ebook, it's $750. Correct. If you purchase my ebook prior, then it is $750. All you have to do is send an email to info at boxtruckshorty.com with proof of purchase that you bought the ebook, and then we can either split those payments into two, or you can send you an invoice of $750. Like I stated, we have 10 slots left. Only 10 slots left. People always wait to the last minute. And then, you know, the class be booked up. Even if you want to join the August 23rd class, which was coming up in almost a little over 2 weeks, you can reserve that slot by paying half of it now, which is $4.99, then paying the remainder amount before class. So you can split that up if you want to reserve your class, because I can guarantee you it's going to sell out. And then when it sells out, you know, you got to wait another 5 or 6 weeks. So I don't even know if I'm going to even do a class in September. I might just skip to October. So if you're trying to catch Amazon Prime Day, if you're trying to catch peak season, this is the class that you want to jump into. Like I stated, I might not do a class in September. I don't know. I got a lot going on in September, a lot of traveling I'm going to be doing. So if I don't do a class in September, that means I won't be able to do a class till October. So if October starts, then guess what? That means you're not going to be able to get started till November. You're going to miss Amazon Prime Day in October, and then you will catch peak season in November. But why not catch Prime Day and peak season at the same time? And when you start, you can go as you please. So you don't have to just have all your money up front. Just book that class, get in the class, and you can piece together the stuff as you need it to get up and running. But you do not want to miss Prime Day and peak season. All right. Someone said, have you did any government contract? Nope, I never did any government contracts, real estate. Nope, I just pretty much stuck with the with Amazon Relay. Amazon Relay, then I do a little bit of that load, okay? All right, the Ultimate Bundle Pack comes with third-party referral, which include tips on rates, and you should be asking for the rental trucks. Yes, so it comes with everything you need. What's up, Marcus Miller? Facts, 100%. Right, that's somebody that took my master class right there. So every class, I always have somebody that took my class. All right, and I know I normally don't do master classes. I'm not master classes. I'm tripping. I normally don't do lives on Thursdays. My lives are usually on Wednesday at 9 o'clock, but I had an event to go to yesterday, so I ended up having to push my lives till tonight, which is a last minute, because I was just jumped on at the last minute. I ain't really warned a lot of my followers that I was doing a live tonight. I just wanted to get on here and let you guys know that I only had a couple slots. I ain't gonna stay on here super long tonight. But like I stated, I was trying to see, let me see some more questions that people always ask me, because I always get a ton of questions I kind of write down. One of the questions people always ask me is, hey, can you get started in trucking right now? How much does it cost to get started right now? This is the thing. If you're trying to get into trucking, it could cost you whatever, what you don't know. But I can tell you this, if you come through my system, my process, my program, how much will it cost you to get up and running with trucking? I tell people $5,000. Still today in 2025, we are in, what month we in? August, right? 2025. Why? Everything in life is who you know and what you know, right? I'm telling you, come through me. I can show you how to set up everything. The authority process, which is one of the most important aspects of your trucking company. If you are not familiar with it, again, come through it, go through a third party. Even if you don't use my third party, go through a third party. Now, the insurance is what usually kills people. Most people, what they do is they call up directly to the insurance company. Call up to Progressive, call up to Geico, call up to whatever, be like, hey, I want to get insurance on a box truck. You ain't never had an insurance company, you ain't never had, a box truck company, logistics, you're not familiar with it. They're going to ask you all these questions. If you're not familiar with it, by the time you answer it, that insurance down payment could be $5,000, could be $6,000, because you're a risk to them. You're a new company, you don't know what you're saying, you don't know how to answer the questions properly. You don't know really nothing about trucking. So that's the number one mistake most people do, is call directly to the insurance company. What you need to do is get you a broker that has a relationship with these insurance companies. They already know the trick questions they're going to ask you. They already know how many miles they will ask you. They already know what's going to be parked. So they know how to have the questions not be like pop up on you and answer them on your behalf, where they can get you a lower rate. So come through me. I have a broker that can assist you. You ain't even got to figure out nothing. My broker already gonna ask you a couple questions, and that's pretty much it. They'll work with the insurance companies on your behalf. Then when it's time to get the rental trucks, I show you how to set up the correct account. If you call up to the rental account right now, today, that price can be out of here on people from $800, $900, $1,000, $1,100, $1,200 a week, which is extremely too high. If you're paying more than $550 a week base rate for a rental truck, then you're too high. You should be buying my ebook for $99, and I'll show you how to get that rental account at a discounted rate between $500 and $525 a week, usually between 13-15 cents a mile. So that's that. You need an ELD, we got somebody for you. You need a gas card, we got somebody for you. Your factory, we got somebody for you. Every step of the way, we have somebody for you. So how much did it cost me to get started? I always say this, but I'm going to say it again. $200 for my LLC in the state of Georgia. I paid $680 for my authority. What does that mean? It comes with everything, the MC, DOT, UCR, BOC3, right? Now, I paid $1,375 down for my insurance down payment. The reason why I say $5,000, because if you have something on your record, or you got a traffic violation or whatever, instead of them wanting $1,375, they could have won first and last. So they would have won, let's say, roughly $2,700 down, right? Then I had to pay $1,000 down for my rental truck. So really, in theory, it cost me $3,200, I believe, in like some $50 to start my company. But I always tell people $5,000. Why? Because the insurance company is the only thing I can't control. Your LLC is going to be whatever your LLC is in your state. If you come through me for my authority, $680. That's how much your authority comes for, right? If you go through us. Your insurance, that's the only thing I can't control. So it is what it is. Now, but if you come through my broker, we could pretty much get you a pretty good, decent rate. Now, the $1,000 deposit, that's the rental company. So with that being said, it's still $5,000 to get up and running in 2025. You hear some people say, oh man, you can't get there. You can't start a company from that. Well, guess what? I don't tell nobody what they can do. But if you don't have my referrals, my resources, my contacts, then yes, it could be way more than $5,000. So everything is about who you know, what you know in this industry. All right. Someone said how many people per class? It just depends. Right now, like I said, we only got 10 slots left, New American. So we only got 10 slots left in this class. Sometimes it varies on how many people we have in the class. Tanisha, and you was clean. That's what's up. Thank you. Yes, I went to the event yesterday for the mayor of Sandy Springs. Yeah, someone said we have a 14-foot box truck. Is it hard for us to get work? Yes, absolutely. If you got the 14-foot box truck, I highly recommend you renting a 26-foot box truck. Once again, I do not own any trucks. I've been in trucking since 4.5 years. Coming up this January will be 5 years that I've been doing trucking. I don't own a truck. I don't possess a truck. None of the trucks I own. I rent all of my trucks. Like I always tell you guys, I make $200 per night after each truck. I have 5 trucks running usually year round. That's five times 200. That's $1,000 that I net a night. I hear a lot of people talk a lot of trash about, $200 a night is not a lot of money for a truck. I always had the little cappers, the little clowns talk about $200 is not a lot. All of that for $200 a night. You have to remember, I make my money passively. Passively and active is two different things. Now, if I'm working and I'm driving a box truck and I only made $200 a night and I had to physically work 6-8 hours to do that, then yeah, I can see where somebody could say that's not a lot of money. However, while I'm in my bed, I go to sleep, I wake up and I have somebody driving the truck. They made $200 after I pay for the truck, after I pay for the fuel, insurance, all of that stuff, and I still net $200. That is good money. That's money while I sleep. I have 5 trucks running year round. That's $1,000 a night. I don't know what you guys do or what world you guys live in, but $1,000 a night is a lot of money. My trucks run 30 days. That's $30,000 a month. Like, you have to be on crack cocaine to think $30,000 net profit, not gross. Because some people are like, oh, you can gross that with one truck. Yeah, you might gross. Let's say people that say they do $5,000 in a truck. You might gross $5,000 with a truck doing OTR. You sleeping at a truck, you sleeping at a truck stop, you washing off at a truck stop, you gone, you got girls, you got kids, you making the money, your girl spending the money. So at the end of the day, you gross $5,000. But let's say after that, you netted $2,500, right? That week. So you net $2,500 times 4, that's $10,000. So $2,500 net. That means you made $10,000 net that month. But guess what? I made $30,000 a month. I'm home every night. I sleep in my bed every night. I vacation when I want to. I go what I want. I buy what I want. And I don't have to work for it. I literally spend an hour a day booking loads for my 5 trucks. So tell me on earth, I know everybody learned this like in 1st or 2nd grade where they have the greater equation sign. $30,000 net, sleeping in my bed every night, doing what I want to do, having a peace of mind, buying whatever I want to buy, or I work in a truck driving 11 hours a day, every single day, and I made $2,500 after working 6 days a week. Which one is better? 10,000 and you working 50, 60 hours a week? Or I sleep in my bed, I literally spend 30 minutes a day booking my loads, and I make $1,000 every single night. And I wake up sometimes more than that, but $1,000 a night. So the money in trucking is making money passively. All right, scaling, making money passively. I'm sick or tired of people talking about, oh, $200 is not a lot. Yeah, but guess what? The money is in scaling. Guess what? During peak season, I'm going to scale up to about 10 trucks. I remember one year I made from October to January, I grossed $413,000. Where on earth can you do that? And I don't even own a truck. So with that being said, I just wanted to touch on that. The money in trucking is with scaling, okay? Scaling. Someone said if you want a discounted price for $750 for the, you must send an email to info@boxtruck. You must provide proof of purchase of the ultimate bundle pack. Right. All facts. That's what's up. Someone said took the one-on-one class and been great ever since. That's what's up, Bankroll. Thank you. I appreciate that. I definitely do. Someone said if you're unable to attend the Saturday, August 23rd Masterclass, there is VIP Masterclasses held Monday through Thursday, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Yes, so if you can't make the August 23rd class because you got something coming on, you can always do the VIP personal master class. It's $12.50, usually between 12 and 3 p.m. Sometimes we go a little over 3 p.m., but it's the same information just in a condensed day, and it's a little smaller class. Someone said, how much do your drivers being paid? So with my drivers, I have a pay scale that I use. I don't use like an hourly, and I don't use percentage base. So I have a pay scale that also comes in my ebook. So I'm saying that all my little information, and that's the thing. You're not paying me, you're paying for the information. Like, I would love for somebody to just give me everything I need. That comes in my ebook. You want $99? You can't beat it. It's the best $99 you're going to spend. It shows you how to get started. It shows you how to pay scale. It has a job description in there that I guarantee if you post, I guarantee you find you 30, 40 applicants in like 2 or 3 days. It's just that easy. Someone says, oh yes, and I do consultations too. So I do consultations for 30 minutes, $149, and for an hour, $199. So I also do that as well. Someone said, how many trucks on your MC and your truck rental? Right now, 5. So that's a good question. I'm glad you asked that. When a lot of people think when you get your MC and DOT number that you physically have to you have to do this all over. Because when I first got in the truck, and I'm not gonna lie, I was ignorant. I knew nothing about trucking. I didn't know what a semi was. Yes, I knew what a semi was. I didn't even know what a box truck was. Of course, I seen box truck, but I didn't know what a box truck was, or a straight truck, or a 26-foot. I just knew nothing about logistics. So when I got into it, when we went through the authority process of setting it up to get my first rental truck, I'm thinking in my brain, I gotta pay $680 every single time I add a truck. That's incorrect. Once you get your authority, that is it. You can put 50 trucks under that authority. So with that being said, you only got to get that MC and DOT number one time. After that, you can get as many trucks as you want. All right. Someone said, how do you book loads? Do you have a dispatcher? Nope, I book all of my loads every single day by myself. Even when you see me on vacation, you see me in Tulum, you see me wherever I'm at, the Essence Fest, I book all my loads. I use poster truck, and if my poster truck don't hit, then I use the regular search load board. But I book all of my loads every single day, and it literally take me less than 30 minutes a day to book loads. So if you have a 9 to 5, you work in a job, and you got another business, this is a good supplement business. Like I always, you heard me talk about my cousin all the time. He working, he worked for the federal government. Some of you might know, some of you don't. He been working, I think, 21, 22 years, and this is his supplements his income with this. So when you see him on vacation, I think he was just in the Bahamas. He goes on vacation. He parties. I ain't gonna say parties, but he enjoyed life. And he said, man, Jabbar, do you know how good it is to not be able to spend your physical check that you work for? And then you can use the money from trucking to like pay for the toys and, you know, vacations and stuff like that. So that's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? So you can still have a 9 to 5 and still did this. When I started my company, I kept my job for a whole year. I'm not one of these people on social media that's telling you, oh man, F a job is whack, a job is not cool. Man, you crazy. I worked for 16 years in corporate America. This year, October, would have been 20 years. A job is cool. A job is a tool that gets you to entrepreneurship. So I always tell people, keep your job. Don't quit your job. This is an industry where you can keep your job and start a business and make enough money. I literally made enough money in my first year of being in business that if anything happened, I literally could have survived about 2 years without ever working. And that's just from saving up all the money I made from trucking. That's what I saved every dollar I did from trucking. And I kept my job. And that's what I did. And I took off and I ain't looked back. And God willing, I'm still here and still, you know, making money. So that's good. And it allowed me to, you know, get into other endeavors and stuff like that as well. Like y'all already had me talk about my tequila company that I got coming out called Ray Losay. That it allowed me to be able to invest in that and start that company. Someone said I've been a FedEx driver for an LLC company before, and a manager making $200K, and the manager making $200K a month, and we're being paid $150 a day. I can believe it. I can believe it, bro. I can believe it. Someone said I'm starting my own fleet business now. Good. That's good. Ain't nothing like your own. Ain't nothing like your own. Where do I purchase your ebook? All my services can be purchased at boxtruckshorty.com. Boxtruckshorty.com. And so is all my stuff. Like if you want to go look at all my articles, my magazine articles, all of that stuff. And like I always tell people, go Google me. You know, I got kids. I walk around. I do regular stuff. Google me. And I always tell people, like, oh, this could be a scam. Think about what's a scam. I always tell people this. When people say it's a scam, and this is what I always notice, especially about ignorant people, everything that they don't understand or they can't do, we call a scam. Like, everything is a scam. And I'll be to myself like, how can I scam? What? You're not giving me really no money. I'm showing you everything to set up your company. I've been in business 4.5 years. I've helped thousands of people, thousands of reviews. And I always tell people, I used to always say it a lot of time, I'll give anybody on IG, social media, $10,000 if somebody can say one person that Jabbar effed over or scammed. You can't say it, won't happen, because there's no way for me to scam you. If you come to me, I'm going to give you exactly what you're looking for. I'm going to help you get everything set up. I'm going to help you get on with Amazon. I'm going to help you lease on. And how can I scam you? You see what I'm saying? So there's nothing to scam about, but we got to stop with that ignorant nonsense of thinking everything is a scam, everything is fake, everything is fraud. Like I always tell people, working at your job all year looking for a 50 cents or $1 raise, we don't call that a scam, but we work at our jobs. You see what I'm saying? So we got to stop with nonsense. Someone say, thought the MC numbers were going away pretty soon. I heard that too. I heard in October they were supposed to do away with the MC numbers and we just supposed to have a DOT number, but nobody has had a definitive 100% answer on it. So that could be possibly true. That could be true. But I believe it's not. Yep, until October. Yep, still being created when you apply for the authority. So yeah, if you're still applying right now, you will get an MC and DOT number. All right. Someone says, Trucking with Tiff, is it possible I can get another copy to my email so I can't find the one I was sent the first time? Okay, that's somebody that's talking to Tiff. You know about Eyelet Trust? Nope, I never heard of that. Musician, I never heard of that. All right. Someone says, provide the first and last name, purchase an email. Okay. Someone said, I have a box truck. Any suggestion for hiring drivers? Yes. Make sure your drivers is trained. Make sure you get a driver qualification file. So that's another thing too. Real quick, why I got you guys. A lot of people think trucking is just so simple as watching YouTube University and starting a trucking company. What they don't tell you is this: from you being in business, whenever you start your company, within the first year, sometimes 8, 9, 10 months, you're going to get this thing called a new entrant audit. That new entrant audit means the DOT officer of your state is going to reach out to you and ask you for documentation. They're going to ask you for ELD logs. They're going to ask you for driver qualification file. Most people fail their audit because they don't have those two things, ELDs. A lot of people listen to clowns on the internet and say, oh, you don't need an ELD if you're in a box truck. That's BS. You do need an ELD for a box truck, okay? ELD, and you do need a driver qualification file. You can go Google it, research it. You have to have one for every driver that you have working for you. It's not like something you can decide you want to do. It's required by law. All right, so you have to have one. If you ever had that video of me saying when I had my company shut down in the first year, I'm in Miami, I'm in a penthouse at the W, chilling, celebrating my son's birthday, and I get a call that guess what? My authority was shut down for 30 days. Why? We wasn't running ELDs the correct way, and we didn't have no driver qualification files for our drivers. So guess what they did? They suspended my authority for 30 days. Well, guess what? During that time, it was in the middle of the pandemic. I have 5 trucks. As we all know, during that time, if you rented a truck during the pandemic, it was hard to get a replacement truck. We had that chip shortage, right? So I couldn't turn my trucks back in. If I turned them in for 30 days and tried to go get them back in 30 days, I would have never got my trucks back. So I had to pay for the trucks for a whole month while they just sit. Then I had 5 drivers. I had 7 drivers. I didn't want my drivers to leave. So guess what I had to do? I had to pay my drivers while they chill for a whole 30 days. And then guess what else I had? I had insurance on 5 trucks. So now I had to pay insurance on 5 trucks. So when I added all of that up for the 30 days that my trucks sit after me BSing around, I end up losing $14,000 in that month. I think it was April, so it was going into May. Yeah, April to May, because it was my son's birthday. So literally, I lost $14,000, didn't make a penny, couldn't move the trucks. But guess what? The only good thing about it is that I had money in reserve stacked up to pay this. The average person ain't gonna have $14,000 just sitting around to pay for trucks, rentals, and all that. They probably would have turned the trucks in, then they would have never got the trucks back. Their drivers would have been found. You could have found other drivers, but it just would have been a hole that I'd have been digging out of. So I always tell people that $14,000 taught me a lesson about compliance, where you need to have your ducks in a row, you need to be running an ELD, and you need to be having a driver qualification file for all of your drivers. All right. So just don't think that you can just be running dirty for a long time, because, they will catch you eventually. All right. Either the DOT officer will pull you over and you don't have that driver qualification file, and you don't have that that book inside of your truck, you will get in trouble. Because a lot of people also don't tell you this, discuss this too, that when you're in trucking, if you get pulled over and your driver got drugs in the truck, weed in the truck, or not wearing a seatbelt, or safety violations, that affects your safety score, your CSA score. And if your CSA score drop, right, or gets messed up, Amazon will suspend you, terminate you, say, hey, you can't work with us no more until your CSA score gets back up. And a lot of brokers check it too. They be like, nah, your CSA score is messed up, so you can't do no work with us. So you can have the authority, you can have the LLC, you can have everything you need. But if you have drivers messing up out there, your company is worthless. So compliance is everything. You definitely want to make sure you have your compliance stuff in order, okay? All Box Truck Shorty Master classes come with the lease on program. Yes, all of my classes comes with leasing on capabilities, even if it's the VIP personal masterclass, like I said, which is Monday through Thursday, $12.50, and then the the regular group class, which is August 23rd. I believe, like I stated, I got 10 slots left for that. It's gonna sell out. Now, don't get mad with me. Like I stated, I don't think I'm going to do a September class. I think I'm going to skip September and come to October. But for the people that join this class right here, what you get, you get to catch peak season, and you get to catch Prime Day. Prime Day is when the rates go sky high in October for 4 days, but it lasts longer than 4 days. It lasts like 2 weeks. Someone says, Shorty, you ain't got to explain nothing to haters and rappers. You legit. They can go Google you and look at your Instagram and interviews. The proof is out there. I know. But you get some clowns, man. Like about maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks, I'll get a clown that come to my page and saying something reckless, or see something and be like, oh, this is cap. I'm like, man, I hate that word. That word cap is so whack and played out in 2023. It's just corny. It's like, oh, it's cap. Cap what? Like, it is just crazy. Like, you think I would be on the internet 4.5 years helping all these people going live? I'm getting, this is free. I don't get on here. People that's doing stuff and they shit ain't adding up, they don't come on live. They don't expose themselves. They don't have meet and greets. They don't have master classes. They sell you something and they disappear. Not me. I sell you something and I'm going to show you. I have testimonies, reviews. You see what I'm saying? I don't got to hide. I ain't got to run. So with that being said, but you always get the clowns, man. But I appreciate that, Tanisha. I appreciate that. I do. Someone says, offers a 2-day master class. Someone said what the driver file consists of. It can basically consist of like a background check on the driver, MVR, and stuff like that, and their driver working history. We also provide that too. So if you need driver qualification files, you can just reach out to us or send me a DM, or you can click in the my ebook once you purchase it that you're trying to get a driver qualification file, and we can assist you with that as well. So we can help you with driver qualification files. We can help you with anything compliance. We can help you with your authority, pretty much anything that you need to get up and running. Someone said, what's the lease on? So yeah, when you lease on, we charge 10% to lease on. So whatever you make per week is 10% of that till you hit 180 days. When 180 days hit, you will be a pro at Amazon Relay and be able to do your own thing. Someone said, you do one-on-one sessions? Yes, I do. I do a personal VIP masterclass, which is $12.50 Monday through Thursday. The next one I think is Monday that we have available, and yeah, it's Monday through Thursday, 12 p.m. Eastern. And usually like 3.5 hours, is a little bit shorter than the big class, if that makes sense. But it does come with all the same information, leasing on and everything. Keisha, the one, new hair, that's what's up. There's nothing wrong with being new hair. Just become obsessed. Like I tell people, if you don't want to spend no money, cool. Go watch me on YouTube. I got hundreds of videos on YouTube where I break down a lot of stuff. But time is money. If you want to spend 3 months watching video for free, or you can just come join the masterclass, get everything in one thing. I give the game out for free. I help thousands of people. Like I stated, you can Google me. And I ain't just talking shit, but I was featured in the Forbes magazine. I was featured in Rolling Out. I was featured in Canva. I was featured on the Detroit News. I've been doing a lot of things. I've been helping people for a long time. So that just says a lot that these people, I have meet and greets where, I had over 130 people show up. So it don't get no realer than that. So with that being said, EOD, fire. That's what's up, Stevens. Someone said, I live in Georgia, born to and raised. That's what's up. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, bro. Someone said, what about the brokers? The brokers come in my ebook. If you grab my ebook for $99, it's usually $199, but I had it on a little summer sale for like the next I'll probably keep it on sale for like another month, because I know people going back to school and everybody's like, well, Jabbar, I want to get the book. I'm not ready right now, but I know money is, in a crunch for everybody. But I'm telling you, man, taking a chance and believing in yourself and starting your own company is a priceless thing to do. We know how this economy is. One thing I can tell you this is that logistics ain't going nowhere. I don't care what happens with stocks, what happened with the real estate, because I came from real estate too. I used to day trade, all of that stuff. All of that is influenced by political stuff where, if the president says something or somebody says something or job something, everything kind of goes up and down. Same thing with the housing market. You'll get 3 good years of housing, then you turn from a seller market to a buyer's market, like up and down, up and down. But one thing, people can say what they want to say about logistics. Logistics been around since the beginning of the semi-trucks, the tractor trailers, and logistics ain't going nowhere. If logistics stop for 1 week, you think a war is bad? You think the pandemic was bad? We would pretty much starve to death probably. So with that being said, logistics ain't going nowhere. People always, this is what people compare it to. They're like, oh, in the pandemic we was making more money. Yes, because the demand was better. Everybody was at home. Everybody was in their house. People were scared to go out and buy, so everybody ordered online. So common sense, like when we use common sense is, yes, more people ordered stuff online because they were scared to go out. But now that people are going back out, logistics went back to what it was prior to the pandemic. It still ain't going nowhere. All right. And I always tell people this: you're going to have successful people in any industry. But when somebody's teaching something, or you have somebody like me, they always expect that you're supposed to have 100% success rate in every single thing. Like, oh, I started this, but I wasn't successful. You might have started. Your cousin might have started. Your brother might have started. But they didn't have my resources, my referrals, my contacts. That's a totally different story. Now, is everybody that take my masterclass going to be successful? Absolutely not. You know why? everybody don't have the grind and the hustle. That's just like a class. You can go to an Ivy League school. Everybody that go to law school ain't gonna be successful that graduate. They might get a degree, but they're gonna have broke doctors, rich doctors. You're gonna have broke attorneys, rich attorneys. Same thing with trucking. It's nothing no different. You can, just because you go out and get your trucking company, if you don't have a grind or a hustle and you don't know how to listen and be a student and get yourself a mentor, then yeah, you're going to be broke in trucking too. You're going to be broke in real estate. You're going to be broke in everything. So that's the only one thing I can't sell you. I cannot sell you the grind and the hustle. If I did, I'd probably be a billionaire. But with that being said, I can give you all of the correct information. This whole trucking industry is based off of information. Information. All right? Someone said, you teach me how, can you teach me how to become a broker? No, I can't teach you how to become a broker, but I can teach you how to book loads with the DAT load. But a broker, I'm not familiar with being a broker. I know it's a little bit more with broker, and I knew they have to get some kind of like authority and stuff like that. But I'm just Amazon Relay, renting box trucks. If you're new to trucking and you don't want to buy a truck, I'll show you how to rent a truck. If you want to buy a truck, there's nothing wrong with that. But that's what I'm in. And that's the other thing. I ain't gonna lie to somebody, tell you that that's my specialty. That ain't my specialty. All right. Someone says peak season starts at the end of November until January. Rates are significantly higher compared to the majority of the yes. So if you join this last master class, this is the master class where you will be guaranteed to be able to catch Prime Day in October and peak season. Peak season is crazy. Someone said, man, I got an American's business card with a 90K credit limiter, and I can rent trucks with it too, but those 180 days with Amazon Relay. Yes, so if you got, if you start your own company, bro, you can lease on. You can, I'll show you how to start your own company. I don't know if you said you already bought a truck, but yes, I can show you how to do everything you need. You can lease on for the first 180 days. When your 180 days is up, you do your own thing with Amazon Relay. And some of those people rejoin the program where they start letting people lease on to them. And then they make 10%. So it's like a circle. Well, so yes, bro, I can definitely help you. Yes, the key is scaling, most definitely. Someone said, I had a broker try to scam me today through text or AFD legit. Yes. So one thing I'm going to tell you, if you sign up or you get you a dispatcher and you're trying to get into this industry and they ask you for money up front or to get this lane or to buy this lane or send me $500 and I'm going to put you in this lane that's making $6,000 a week, that's a scam. That's a scam. That's when a scam, look up what a scam is. A scam is when somebody's telling you something or promising you something and you don't get it. That's a scam. All right. So with that being said, you do not want to do that. All right. Someone said, I already got my DOT and MC. Well, come on over, bro. Join one of these classes. Let's get you up and running. Let's get you up and running. And the thing I like about Amazon, y'all probably hear me talk about this time. You know who wins the game? You know who makes the most money? You know what companies make the most money? Company that have consistent products. Consistency. Amazon is consistent. What is Amazon? Amazon Relay, I already told you guys, but we have some new people. Amazon Relay is when we pick up freight from a distribution center, we take that freight to either a rural area or a post office or another Amazon facility. Now, when we take that freight there, we usually got like a couple of drops, but a box truck can only fit 12 pallets. So with that being said, Amazon runs every single day consistently. You don't have to worry about trying to find freight. You ain't got to worry about if you're going to make a load today. You ain't got to worry if your driver's going to drive today. Also with Amazon Relay, there's no dispatcher. Zero dispatchers. You can book all of your own loads yourself. Even if you join the master class, you can start off with more than one truck. There's no cap. You can start with 2 trucks, 3 trucks, whatever many trucks you want, even while you're in the master class. So you can scale while you're in the master class. So no dispatcher, right? Your drivers are home every single day. I've never had a driver spend the night outside of his house. So you can make all the money in the world, right? But if you're on the road 21 days, 30 days, and you got a girl, you got kids at home, and even if you're a female, you got a dude at home. What's the purpose of having money if you don't have the free time and you're not with your loved ones? It's pointless, all right? So your drivers are home every day, no factoring. Factoring, of course, because Amazon pays us every single Thursday. So with that being said, no factoring, consistency. You can always find work every single day. The only 2 days that Amazon don't have loads is Christmas and New Year's. Otherwise, you have no problem finding loads with Amazon. Consistency. Think of companies that go out of business. Go read that book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and the Steve Harvey Jumper. Business that go out of business ain't consistent. They switch around. They do this. Like, I always study a lot of companies. Like this is off topic, but Boston Market. That was back when I was younger. Boston Market Company was the booming. But Boston Market used to sell a rotisserie chicken, but then they started trying to sell other stuff and started doing this and started doing that. Before you knew it, they fell off because they wasn't consistent. But guess what? McDonald's still sell hamburgers, right? Pizza Hut still sell pizzas. So if you stay consistent, and that's one thing you can say about me. When I came into this industry 4.5 years ago, guess what? I was saying Amazon Relay is King Kong. Amazon Relay ain't nobody touching it. Amazon Relay is consistent. Go back and look at a video. I don't switch up. I don't jump and be like, oh, I'm doing Amazon Relay today. I'm switching to do this. Or I'm doing this. Or I'm doing this today. I don't switch around. I've been consistent and solid since day one, saying the same shit I'm saying today. Amazon changed my life. I've helped thousands of people do the same exact thing. Amazon have changed their lives. But you have to listen. You got to be able to have that hustle. You got to have that grind. Consistency. That's what I'm talking to you guys. Like I stated, I ain't on, I'm doing this today. Oh, guess what? I got this different kind of plug. Still saying the same exact thing 4.5 years ago. While a lot of people that came into the industry, they flip, they do this, they do that, they doing this. Before you know it, man, you're like, man, what are you really doing? Well, guess what I do? Amazon Relay. Go back and look at my first post that I posted 4 years ago. I posted my first week, $2,000 at Amazon Relay. And every other week or every week, I used to post every single week, $2,000. I got my second truck. I was making $4,000 a week. Then I got my third truck. I was making like $8,000, $10,000. And I kept scaling up to, at one point when I was working, I had 8 trucks. It took me 19 months to gross my first $1 million with Amazon Relay. Then after that, I just kept scaling and scaling and scaling. So with that being said, go back and fact check me if you think I'm lying. If you think it's a scam, if you think it's BS, go back and watch my consistency. Go back and watch my growth. Everything I say, go to my Instagram. It's there. You know what I'm saying? I kept track. I kept records. I showed receipts for years. All right. Let's see. Let's go back. I know it's coming up in 10:30, so I ain't going to keep you guys too long. Let me see. FMC sent me a letter about me having 60 days to report the insurance cover. Yes, you got to hurry up and get your insurance, because if you don't get your insurance, then your MC and DOT will go inactive, and then you will actually have to pay them all over again to get that reactive. Someone said, what's the average amount per week with a box truck? If you're talking about the rental rate, $650, anywhere between $500 right now and $525 is a good rate right now, and about 13 to 15 cents per truck, per mile. And then you can also negotiate mileage in that as well. All right, but the best I've seen lately, I've seen a couple people get $475, which is really good. Some of my students got $475 and 10 cents a mile. Someone said, how many trucks you feel like a person can have before it feels like you're working for trucks? Good question, Lucci. I have 5 trucks running year round, right? I spend 30 minutes a day. I'm lazy. I ain't gonna lie. So I would say when you start getting over 5 trucks, then it starts to be a little bit more, because you got manage more drivers. You got a lot more mistakes that can happen. But I say anywhere between 5 to 7 trucks is comfortable. When you start, and people are like, well, why don't you keep 10 trucks year round? 10 trucks year round means I gotta have like 13, 14 drivers. Now that becomes work. That means I can't do what I want to do. I can't travel the way I want to travel. I can't move the way I want to move. And everybody's like, well, won't you hire somebody? Well, if you ever started a business or you ever had a small business, one thing you know about people, and I'm pretty sure if any of you ever had a business or started people, nobody is going to treat your business like you treat your business. If you hire somebody, it's just a job to them. They're running in the ground. You piss them off. They make them mad. They just not going to do what they're supposed to do because they don't have no skin in the game. So that's the reason why I make a lot of money. So I can't, just think about it. $30,000 with 5 trucks a month, that's what I'm netting. Do I want to turn this over to somebody? Do I trust somebody to run? Let's just say I get 10 trucks. I'm making $50,000 a month. Do I willing to risk my $30,000, which I know I control, which I know what I'm doing, on banking to make more money, but now I got to hire somebody else to run my trucks? I can't do that gamble. I ain't trying to go back to work. So with that being said, I'm comfortable making $30,000 a month. That covers all my bills, all my fun, everything I want to do. Anything after that is just nonsense to me. So with that being said, it is what it is. So, but yeah, I would say that was a good question though. So 5 to 7 trucks. All right. Someone said Amazon Relay caters to prime customers is not the same as DSP. Right. It's not the same as that. Man, we need to link up and talk business. I can do the same, some of the professional portraits too of my photography business. That's right. That's what's up. They say Budget Truck has the lowest prices. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they do. Someone say, so with the class, you have the hookup on getting the best rates on it. I have everything. The class comes with everything. Everything you need from start to finish, it comes with it. Everything. I don't hold back. I ain't going to penny pinch you. I ain't going to tell you take the master class. Now you got to jump into another class or a high ticket item. I don't even know what that is. You take the master class, I ain't got no more tricks. I'm going to give you everything that I have, everything from the beginning to end. We have people that's in this class, my live right now that took my master class that can attest to that. Go read my reviews. Go look up at my Instagram. Go to reviews. I got like 3 pages of them, but like probably like 100 or something on each of them. And just go through and read them. You know, they're real live reviews. This ain't no IG BS. Anytime I have a class, I have reviews. I post them. There's real live people. I have real live people that took my class in here. Anybody, let me ask this question real quick. Is there anybody in this live right now that took my master class? Can you give me an honest, what do you think about the class or whatever? You can just put it in here, real live. All right? Someone said, how long do you have to get insurance before you have to pay it again for the application? Is 21 days or the 91 days? So when you get your MC and DOT number, it's 21 business days, which is the protest period, which means don't get your insurance as soon as you get your MC and DOT. You wait closer to your 21 days to pay for that insurance. So now, usually on your 21st, 22nd day, your authority will go active. Now you can start, if you're doing the DAT load board, you can start looking for work. But like I always tell people, in the first 90 days, and even to be honest with you, the first 180 days, it is hard as hell to find work with the DAT load board. A lot of people think that you're going to get an MCDOT and you're going to be busting down the DAT load board because you hear other people say, oh, we made 5,000, 6,000. Those people, authorities are seasoned. They got a 180 days authority or 2-year authority. It's easy to get work like that. But if you have a brand new authority, it is hard to get work with a new authority. It just is. You're not going to have consistent work that you could be able to stay in business. So that's why I always tell people, 95% of the people get into trucking fail when it comes to the DAT load board because it's just not a consistent work. So with that being said, from the day you get your MC and DOT number, in theory, you have 90 days to get your insurance. So let's say you get your MC and DOT, but you're not ready to get your insurance like at the 21st day or whatever. Then you got 90 days. You got 3 months. So it's no rush. So just know within 90 days, if you don't get it, then you're going to have to pay and get your reinstate that MC and DOT number. So that's why I tell people, I have people that take my master class that they might take the master class to get the information. They might get the LLC this week. They might wait 2 weeks. They might get their insurance. Their authority. Then they wait another 2 weeks. They get their insurance. They wait another 2 weeks. Then they get started. You can start on your own time. Don't let nobody feel like you have to have $5,000 saved up right now at this minute to start. But you at least got to start. That's what the Steve Harvey book said. You got to start somewhere. And a lot of people think that your business got to be perfect before you start. If I was to listen to the clowns that told me trucking was bad, they told me this 4.5 years ago. Trucking ain't bad. It's saturated. You can't get in a truck. You can't make no money with this. People will tell you can't do everything on this earth. And there ain't no money in it. But when you drive, you go to work tomorrow, I guarantee you're going to see a box truck, you're going to see Sprinter vans, you're going to see semi-vans. It's money in trucking. It's just that people think that trucking was so easy because of the pandemic. The pandemic rushed everybody into trucking that had PPP money. And they didn't really understand. They never learned. They never got a mentor. They thought it was just too cool. I'm not paying for information I know. But guess what? If you don't pay for information you know, you'll be out of business. I can guarantee that. I always have that favorite saying. In business and even logistics, even more, you're going to pay one or two ways. Either you're going to pay for the information in the beginning or you're going to pay for the mistake in the end. That's just life. So the mistake in the end always costs you more than paying for the information in the beginning, if that makes sense. All right, but I hope I answered your question, Castaway, T Castaway. Someone said, my homeboy knows a guy in Texas but manages 50 truck making millions monthly. Yeah, I believe you. I believe you. I wish to get to that point one day, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I wish I did. So yeah, I mean, I know some people that make more money than me on a monthly basis, way more money than me on a monthly basis. And they got a team, a system running to it. But I'm a control freak. I can't. It's hard for me to let somebody just control my business. It's super hard. Someone said, what about controlling 5 trucks, then an assistant covering another 5? Yeah, you could do that. That's what I said. So even with 5 trucks, man, you might think I'm BSing, and this is no BS. It literally take me less than 30 minutes a day to book trucks for 5 trucks every single night. So it's very possible. And like I stated, I'm lazy. So I did 16 years in corporate America. Like you always hear me say that. I'm in retirement mode. I've been retired for almost 4 years now for my 9 to 5. And that's what it is. I love waking up, sleeping, doing what I want to do. So, y'all heard my story about me, where I watched my mother work until she died. My mother worked trying to put me through college. And with that being said, I said, you know what? I don't want to work until I die or work until I get sick or work until a company forced me out of there. So with that being said, I read that book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, like 20 years ago. 25 years ago probably, and I was always trying to get out of this rat race. So this is what allowed me to get out of the rat race. I thought it was going to be real estate, but it was trucking, and it was something that fell in my lap. It wasn't even something I was looking to get into, and it was a blessing in disguise. Box Truck Shorty was a blessing. I didn't even think that I was going to be helping people. Like, you understand, my kid's mom used to like, man, you got to talk to people. You got to go and do YouTube Live, IG. When I first was doing IG Live, man, you didn't even know. I didn't want to do it. It took me a year to do IG Live because I didn't want to do live. I didn't want to speak to people. I didn't want to talk to people. I was a private person. But now I see how many people I help, and everywhere I go, somebody walks up to me and be like, man, you helped me get into trucking, or you showed me how to get into this, or you helped me do this. And that's like the biggest blessing in the world. Money's good, don't get me wrong, but changing somebody's life is like priceless. Especially the guys that get out of prison. Man, they come up to me all the time like, man, we be watching you in prison, bro. And when I get out, or I hear a guy say, oh, I'm doing that, I get out in 8 months or whatever, and I've been watching you. So I love being able to help people. All right? Someone said the MASTERCLASS are only one-day training, no pre-recording or self-paced classes. They are all live, interactive. Correct. Someone said, bro gonna tell you the whole breakdown. At the point, it's up to you how your life go. You pay for the info, and you gotta go out there and put your knowledge in use. That's what's up. See, that's Chase Lucy. So that's when I asked the question. Somebody that took my masterclass. I have real live people that took my masterclass. Thanks, bro. I really appreciate that. Someone said, how much is the masterclass and how much is it? The masterclass is August 23rd. Group class, $9.99. You can pay $4.99 now. Pay the other $4.99 before class start, or you can pay it all up front, $9.99. And it comes with my ebook. It comes with leasing on options. Or if you don't want to wait till August 23rd, you're like, you know what, I'm ready to get the ground rolling now. Join my VIP personal master class. It's $12.50. It's usually Monday through Thursday. $12.50, $250 more, but you can have it before the group master class. It's a little bit more personal and it's a little shorter. Someone said master class is a Zoom meeting. If so, is it recorded so you can go back and look at it? No, it's not pre-recorded. It's not pre-recorded, and you get the masterclass, you get me. You don't get a VA, you don't get an AI assistant or nothing like that. You get me. All right? Someone say, yes, sir, I took it. It's very informative, and it get you a lot of nuggets. If you're thinking about it, do it. I've been following Box Truck Shorty for a long time. That's what's up, Tanisha. Really appreciate that. Someone said, man, I got everything. I just need the vehicle and insurance before those 60 days hit. Well, bro, I'm telling you, I can show you how to get in there with a rental truck. You even got to own a truck. If you don't want to buy a truck, I got you. Someone said, I got family that's brokers that know how to get vehicles at auctions for dirt cheap. But just remember, if you get that truck for dirt cheap, bro, make sure you get that truck checked out. If you go think I'm lying, go watch my video. My first driver was my best friend. I always tell this story. He bought a truck. Well, after he worked for me from January to September, he went out and bought his own truck. He made his head. Like my best friend is, I'm talking about head, like mama said, hard as a rock. His head is hard as a damn rock. He went out, bought a truck. Didn't listen to me. I think the first month or two, something went out. It was like, I think it was oil something. Don't give me the line, but it was like $2,000. A couple months later, I think it was like 3-4 months later, truck broke down, it was $5,000. He ain't listened to me. A couple months later, guess what? Literally within 1 year, the motor went out. They wanted $19,000 to fix this motor. So he ended up spending $25,000 in maintenance on his first truck. After that, you know what he said? The hell with this truck. Got rid of that truck, and then now all of his trucks are rentals for the last 3 years. So with that being said, I'm not deterring nobody from buying a truck, but if you buy a truck, just make sure you get that truck thoroughly checked out, or you have a maintenance, and you just make sure you got that truck maintenance. Just don't buy a truck that's a headache. And it's funny because one of the people in the one of my masterclass, I don't know if he's on here, but he said he was in masterclass. He was about to buy this truck till he came across me. And he said he didn't decide to buy the truck, but he watched this truck and he found out who purchased the truck that he was about to purchase. And he said literally within the first 30 days, I think the person had like an $8,000 breakdown with them trucks. So a lot of these people, they fix these trucks, they know these motors and stuff about to act up, and they send it to an auction, kind of like luxury cars. You know what I'm saying? There's always somebody that said, man, I can get you a car at an auction. When you get that car, Because like, for example, my car, when I had a BMW, the last one I had, it couldn't pass emissions. So guess what they did? They tightened it up, fixed it up, sent it through an auction. Somebody's going to buy it. And guess what? It'll be a headache. So just be careful with buying stuff if you don't have a mechanic. I'm not telling you not to do it, but, just, you got common sense. Someone, yeah. The tax go. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yes, thank you. You welcome. You welcome. 5 trucks is mad good enough for, yes, for real. 5 trucks is good. Someone said, do you do real estate on the side? No, man, but I'm trying to get back into it. Me and my kid's mom was just literally talking about that today. I'm about to get back into it because y'all know real estate is my real passion. Trucking is good. Don't get me wrong. It's good money. I ain't gonna lie, but it ain't my passion. That's why I don't drive the trucks. That's why I'm not big into trucking like that. Trucking is just a vehicle to make a lot of money that ain't never going nowhere, that I can use that money to do other stuff. Like I stated, I started a tequila company called Ray Losay. Go look it up. It's coming out soon, but I do want to get back into real estate. I really do. Someone said, slot fill up quickly. So facts, the best feeling. How much is the ebook, Tiffany? Is $99. I'll give this man 100 just for being a fellow ATL hawk. So you're a horrible asset. It's best to rent, your responsibility. But okay, we've been on here a little over an hour. So guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get up off of here. I hope you guys like the live. I'll be back on here probably next week or the week after. I don't know yet. But like I stated, August 23rd is the next masterclass. I got 10 slots available. I don't think I'm going to do a class in September. So if you're trying to catch peak season, you're trying to catch prime day in October, join this class right here. You will not be let down. I'm telling you. All right. So with that being said, I hope to see you guys at the top. Take care. See you next week or the week after. All right. Take care.